Jainism, everyone. Welcome back to our second week with Rajeev Shah, and he's got a lot to cover this evening, so I'll hand you straight over to Rajeev Shah. Thank you.
Jainism, everyone. Thank you very much. So I'll just share my screen. So, Jainism, everyone. So we've been discussing Sakalarhat Stotra. We had the first session last week, and we'll be carrying on. Before I start, does anyone have any questions from last time? No? Okay. So essentially, what we've been discussing is that Sakalarhat Stotra is a stuti reverencing the 24 Tirthankars. And we saw last time that, after the first few introductory verses, there are 24, just similar to Logos. Logos is giving obeisance to the 24 Tirthankars. So in this case here, Sakalarhat Stotra is again giving obeisance to the 24 Tirthankars. But in here, we have actually got one couplets for each Tirthankar. So last time we got up to Padma Prabhu. So we'll just carry on to the next Tirthankar now. So the next Tirthankar is Sri Suparsu Jinendraya Mahendra Mahitamgre Namastartu Varna Sangha Gagana Bhoga Bhasvate. So let's look at the word-to-word meaning. Sri Suparsu Jinendraya. Now this is very interesting here. In Sanskrit, what's very important is the ending. So, we have quite often heard Om Ganeshaya Namaha, Om Shivaya Namaha, Maviraya Namaha. So it's this ending AYA at the end, which actually designates two. So it's called a dative case. So people in Sanskrit, so which indicates either for or two. So whenever you have this Om Shivaya Namaha, so I'm giving obeisance to Shivaya. Or Ganeshaya Namaha, so I'm giving obeisance to Ganesh. So it's the one which signifies two. So that's why you can see here, Sri Suparsu Jinendraya. So this is saying to Suparsu Jinendra. So that's the ending which designates that. The next one is Mahendra. Again, in Sanskrit, you'll find very common that the words are joined together. So Mahendra is Maha Indra. Maha means great, and Indra means Lord of the celestial beings. Devlokna je king je hoy, so that's why he's a king or ruler of the celestial gods. Mahita, honor, worship or revere. And again, as I was describing last week, what we have, what's really interesting is when you learn one prayer, to use that knowledge and then transfer that to what you might be learning in other prayers. So for example, Mahita, in Logas we say, Kittiya Vandiya Mahiya, Je Logas Uttama Siddha, Mahiya. So that means Kirtan, Kittiya Vandiya Vandan, Ne Mahiya. So Mahiya means to honor, to worship, to revere. So that's what Mahit means. So as you can see, Suparsu Janindraya, Mahendra Mahitam Graye. So Angri means foot. Nama, which we all know, means reverence or salutation. Now, the next word in Sanskrit, in what's here, is Namaschartu Varna Sangha Gagana Bhoga Bhasvate. So it's actually a combination of two words, Namaha and Chatur, Varna. So those two words are combined together. So that the question is, why is there a sh? There's a sound, Namaschartu. And again, these are rules of Sanskrit, that when you have Nama, the two dots at the end signifies visarg. It's the sound which comes ha, namaha. So that's what the two dots signifies. That is the sound of ha which comes out. So namaha, chaturvarna. So when you combine a word which has got a visarg at the end with another word which is a hard consonant, cha, it's a hard consonant, then the visarg is replaced by the sibilant. Sibilant means sa. There's in Sanskrit the groups of words are classed together, and so like example here, cha, cha, and sha is grouped together. Because this is the sha sound of this group here, then what happens is you remove the visarg and you replace it by sha. So then the word becomes namaschatur. So as you can see that sh has been added here. So the visarg has gone. You've added the sha sound and combined it with chatur. So it's Namaschartu. So Nama means to bow down, and Chatur Varna. Again, as you can see here, it's a combination of two words. Chatur means four, and Varna means class. So the four classes, Sadhus, Sadhvis, Shravak, and Shravikas. So that's our Sangh. Yeah, as you get a Sangh congregation. Gagan. Gagan means sky. Abhog means magnitude, fullness. And Bhaswat means sun. Now, again, as you can see here, the word here is bhasvate, the ending. So as I mentioned to you, the endings in Sanskrit are the most important. And that te is the this whole verse mean. So obeisance to Bhagwan, like a sun in the sky for the fourfold context known as a upma kevai. It's given indication that, and what this indication is, it's like a comparison. We know that for our livelihood, we cannot survive without the sun. So it's giving a kind of an example that even the sadhus, sadhvi, shravak, and shravikas, we cannot survive without the Tirthankar Bhagwan. So it's like Suparsana Bhagwan is like a sun in the sky for the entire Tirth, and whose feet were worshipped by the Indra, king of the heavenly regions. Now, the other thing which you might notice in kind of Jain or Sanskrit prayers, the orders of the words could be quite different. So as you can see here, Nama is here. So Nama is here. And then Angri. So we see the word foot is here. So when you sing bowing down, the orders of words are slightly different. It does not just follow like in English, I'm bowing down to your feet. Feet could be at the beginning of the verse, it could be end of the verse, and it's that kind of the beauty of the language that you'll get the meaning, the meanings of the words no matter where the position is. And it's kind of very poetic from that point of view. So whose feet were worshipped by the Indra. This is again very, very important. Can you imagine like what this comparison is? Let's take for example that you had all the president. You had the president of USA, you got the prime minister of India, you had got the prime minister of the UK, and they were bowing down to someone. Now, can you imagine like someone would think, who are all these greatest people of this world, the powers, the leaders of entire nations, and they are bowing down to someone. Who is that someone? So the importance of that someone increases. So this is giving Indra Maharaj, who is supposed to be the king of all the heavenly regions. They've got so much power, there's so much hierarchy. And the person who has got all that power of the Devlok, and this Indra is actually bowing down to someone. Who is that some person? And that's Suparshvanatha Bhagwan. And again, as I mentioned last time, when you're giving these comparisons, although it's associated with Suparshva Bhagwan, the meaning is extended to all the other Tirthankars. And it's like I gave you an example last week. It's like if you went to a shop and you wanted to buy this shirt, and they're all in a pile, in a heap, a pile. So if you were to describe the shirt, then if you were to describe this one shirt or another shirt which is in that heap, the description is going to be the same. The material is going to be the same. The manufacturer is going to be the same. There might be slight difference, small, large, medium. And that's, again, the way we can compare that is Suparshvanatha Bhagwan's mother and father could be different were different from Mahavir Swami Bhagwan's mother and father. So those were kind of differences. But in terms of their Arihant status, all these descriptions which we are giving it to Suparshvanatha Bhagwan is extended to all the other Tirthankars. So that's, I hope the meaning is clear for this verse. So we go to the next verse. Chandra Prabha, Prabhos Chandra, Marichi Nicho Yojvalla, Murtir Murta Siddhyana, Nirmiteva Shriyastuva. Again, I don't know how many of you do know the Gujarati language or Hindi or Sanskrit, but as you can see here, this small inflection at the top here, it's the R sound. So you can say that then that R comes between Mu and Ti. So Murtir. And then again, there's another inflection here. So there's Murtir. And then again, there's another inflection here. So that's Murta. So Murti, Murtira, Murta. So that's how the pronunciation occurs. So let's look at the word-to-word meaning here. So Chandra Prabhu, that's the 8th Tirthankar, Chandra Prabhu Bhagwan. Prabhu. So now it says Chandra Prabha, Prabho. So, and Prabho means Lord or the Master. And this is the genitive case in Sanskrit. And genitive case means possession. This is, so it's Rajiv's computer or, Mira's house. So it's that Lord Chandra Prabhu's, it's giving the possession, the genitive case. And again, there's a rule here. When the visarg is followed by the hard consonant, it's replaced by the sibilant. So again, it's sh. So that's, again, you can say Prabhos Chandra. Prabhos, and then you can see the same sh sound, sh, Chandra, Prabhos Chandra, because the visarg has been removed and you've combined it to the next word, Chandra. So Chandra is moon. Marichi means ray of light. Niche means collection, heap, or multitude. Ujjwal means bright, shining, luminous. Murti, again, as we know, it's quite common. Bhugani Murtiche, idol. It means substance, figure, body. And then Murta means physical form. Like, this is again very important. Like when you say Atma no the Atma is amurtya. So the actual real Atma, the real soul, without any karmic bondage, it has got no form. So the souls which are in the Sikshila, they are called amurta. So they have got no form. There is no form to the soul. Because you've discarded all the body. There is no body when you're in the Sikshila. Sita means white, bright, clear, or pure. Dhyan, again, concentration of mind or meditation. Nirmit means create, made, produced, formed, or built. Eva, it's like or as, it's to show comparison. Shriya. Now, as you can see, Shriya is repeating in many of these verses here in its wealth, implying spiritual wealth. So if you look at the previous verse, Supasu Janendraya, Mahendra Maitamgre, Namustatu Varna Sangha Gagana Bhagapasvata, maybe it's the previous one. Shriyam. So this word repeats in many verses. So Shriya means wealth, and it's spiritual wealth. Astu means be it so, and Vaha means to you. So let's look at the meaning of the entire verse. May Chandra Prabhu Bhagwan, whose body is as white as the moonlight rays, as though created by the purest form of meditation. So can you see the link? You are describing Chandra Prabhu Bhagwan's body, who is white, and white means also pure. So so there also got a lot of connotations to this. Chandra Prabhu Bhagwan che, it's totally pure. The Aryan Bhagwan che, they've got no they've got no karmic bondage within them. So whose body is as white as the moonlight rays. And then again, moonlight is because of Chandra Prabhu Bhagwan. So that's why moon. They're combining, Chandra Prabhu Nam Chandra che, which means moon. So they're again using the moonlight rays. And as though created by the purest form of meditation, Shukla Dhyan. There are 4 kinds of meditation: Aurta Dhyan, Raudra Dhyan, Dharma Dhyan, and Shukla Dhyan. And Shukla Dhyan is the purest form. Once when you get into Shukla Dhyan, then eventually you can get into Keval Gnan, and then you can get into Sichila. So that's the purest form of meditation, Shukla Dhyan. And then endow you with spiritual wealth. Any questions, or should I just carry on?
I've not received any questions in the chat. If anyone has any questions, you can raise your hand.
Okay. So Chandra Prabhu, and then the next one. So the next verse is Karamalaka Vadvishwam Kalyana Kevala Shriya Achintya Mahatmaya Nidhi Suvidhir Bodhayas Tuvaha. So Kara means hand. Amalak means amla. Amla is Indian gooseberry. What means as or like or similar. Vishwa means living beings of the entire world. Vishwa. Kal means to know, understand. The present tense is Kalyan. Keval means Keval Gnan or omniscience, infinite knowledge. Again, Shriya means wealth. And in this case, we'll see that it implies not like spiritual wealth, but omniscience. Achintya. Now, chintan correctly, which means to think. Chintan kare. So, achintya means inconceivable, unimaginable. So, for example, if someone was a poor and then overnight won the lottery, you will say it's unimaginable. Yesterday, this person was staying in a hut, and now look at this person just overnight. They've won the lottery. So it's kind of incomprehensible that how the fortune can just change overnight. So that's, you just can't conceive it. Mahatmaya, magnanimity, greatness. Nidhi means treasure. Suvidhi, which is the 9th Tirthankar, is also known as Pushpadant. So Suvidhinath Bhagwan has got 2 names. And then again, as you can see here, Suvidhir Bodhestuva. So after Dhi, there is this inflection here which signifies Ra. So Suvidhir Bodhayestuvaha. And again, it's the same rules. When you have a Visarg, and then you've got a soft consonant, not a hard consonant, but a soft consonant, because Ba is a soft consonant. Then you drop the Visarg and you add an Ra. So you can see here, Suvidhi, there is a Visarg here, the 2 dots. And then you want to combine it with Bodha. So then you remove the Visarg. So you'll say Suvidhir Bodhayestu. Bodh means knowledge beyond the senses, wisdom, intellect. Astu means be it so, and Vaha to you. So what does this mean? May you may end up with right vision, or you can say, in other words, may you be blessed by Suvidhinath Bhagwan with right vision, who with his wealth of omniscience. So this is the quality of Suvidhinath Bhagwan. Okay, they have got omniscience. Keval Gnan thei, which is Suvidhinath Bhagwan ne. And now they're describing, how can you describe Keval Gnan? Who with his wealth of omniscience can perceive the entire world just as Indian gooseberries on your hand. So it's like saying, amla tamara hatma hoy, and then you can see it's crystal clear. You're not imagining a fruit in your hand. So the Keval Gnan, they're giving this kind of, how is the Keval Gnan? So Bhagwan can see everything in the entire world, past, present, and the future, all the modes for all living beings. And it's as crystal clear to them as you and I can see something like a fruit or amla in our hand. Ketlu clear dekhai che. So that's how it's describing. This is what Keval Gnan is like. And whose glory is incomprehensible. And so as you can see, the wordings of the orders are kind of different. So like Achintya is over here, Achintya, and then as you can see, the glory was in the wealth, Shriya. So that's the glory. So, okay, so let's go to the next verse now.
Rajeev Bhai, before we do move on to the next verse, I think I received a question from Vijay saying, a request saying, please, can you briefly touch on the four dhyans?
Sorry, touch upon the?
Four dhyans.
Okay, Keval Gnan.
She's written dhyans, so...
Okay, so
Vijay,
basically there are 5 kinds of dhyan.
okay.
Matignan. Matignan is the knowledge of mind and the senses. Shrutagnan is the knowledge of the scriptures. Then there is another dhyan called Avdignan. And I think I touched upon it last time. Avdignan means you are able to see something which is in a far of distance, but you can see it very crystal clear. So it's almost like clairvoyant knowledge. You can see something which is, I can see what's happening at your house right now if I had that kind of knowledge. So that's Madha Parvignan is knowledge of the mind, and then Keval Gnan is the ultimate knowledge of all the past, present, and the future of everything.
Okay, Vijay's got her hand raised. So Vijay, do you want to unmute yourself?
Hello, Pranam. Sorry, no, I was talking about the 4 types of dhyan. You said Shukla dhyan.
Oh, yes.
That's what I was asking, if you could
Okay.
briefly touch on, please.
Yeah. So there are 4 kinds of dhyan, which is kind of meditation: Artha dhyan and Raudra dhyan. So those are the kind of not desirable kinds of meditation. So, for example, if someone is very sick, or someone is very depressive, all kind of negative kinds of meditation, am thasen olanu am kharab chin, all this kind of negative is kind of Artha dhyan. Raudra dhyan is actually evilish thinking. Oh, I will. So it's actually worse than that. It's like very evilish, deceiving kind of thinking. Your mind is always preoccupied in kind of hot and negative, terrorist's mind of view, like just very, very, very evilish kind of view. So that's Autadyan and Raudradyan. Then Dharmadyan is supposed to be more kind of spiritual. Your mind is always looking at good things, positive thinking. So that's Dharmadyan. And so the idea is that most of us would like to be in that kind of dharma dhyan. That would be the most desirable. And there is a linkage of this dhyan and what they call as leshya. Leshya is called some kind of coloring. We cannot see those coloring, but it's like it's almost like an aura. Or if you sit next to someone who
Apologies, I think there's something wrong with Rajeev Bhai's connection. We'll just wait a few minutes, see if he can come back on.
is very positive. Sorry.
Sorry, Rajeev Bhai, you froze a bit. Then are you able to just
Okay,
repeat?
sorry. I think that maybe my internet connection broke.
Thanks.
Yeah, okay. So the next one is Vishwakar ki bhuta tirtha kita karma nirmiti sura sure narai pujya vasu pujya punantuvaha. So Vishwa again is living beings of the entire world. Upkarak. So doing service or favor, helping, assisting one who helps. And again, this is called as a gun sandhi, which means that the last letter of the first word, which is Vishwa. So you can see that this is the ending letter is and is followed by U of the second word, Upkar. So you want to combine these 2 words here, Vishwa and Upkar. And so therefore there's a rule which is called the Gun Sandhi, that what happens is you have to remove the U and it replaces with O. So that this becomes Vishwopkar. So that Va is removed and then it's combined with U and then it becomes Vishwopkarak. Vishwopkarak. So that's the reason why there's an O here, O sound. So when you join V and U, you have to remove the U, and these are all kind of the rules which are the Sanskrit rules.
Sorry, Rajeev Bhai.
Yeah.
Did you cover Gatha 12?
Did I miss it? Sorry.
Or is it my mistake? I thought we were on 11. And then you finished 11 and there was a question then.
Okay, let me just, sorry, I think the... So we did Sattvanams, we did 12.
Oh, did we do that? I must have missed it then.
Okay, sorry. Okay, let me do that. Sorry then. Sattvanam. Okay. So Sattvanam Parmananda Kandoda Bhedana Vambuda Syadvada Nishandi Shitala Patu Vojinaha. So Sattva means living or sentient beings. Param Anand. So again, you can see here Param and Anand. So Parmanand, ultimate bliss. Kanda. So this is again very interesting. Kanmud, Kanmud, bulbous or tuberous root. Kanda, onions, kanda. So those are, oops. So I think this is. I think, sorry, just excuse me. I think my laptop is. This is Gotham. So we've done this. Yeah, okay. So Sattvanam Paramanada Kandod. So bulbous or tuberous root. Now this, when we look at the meaning of this verse, it's figuratively, it's known as foundation or source, because roots, as you can see, it's the emphasis on the root. When you have the roots of the tree, those are the foundations of the source. So that's the implication when we look at the meaning of this word in this verse. Udbhed, breaking through or out. Again, there is a gun sandhi here, very similar to the previous one. A and a U combined together becomes an O. So that becomes Kando the Bheda. Nava means new. Ambud means rain clouds. Syadvad, just like Anekantvad, Syadvad is a multi-sided doctrine of relativity. And this is again something very unique to Jainism. I think we don't have time to cover. It's known as, there are 7 different viewpoints. Asti, Nasti. But if you're interested, you could Google it up and you can see Syadvad. It's a very important doctrine similar to Anekantvad, which Jains have. Amrit means divine nectar. Nisyant means flowing or discharge. Shital means a 10th Tirthankar, Shitalnath Bhagwan. Patu means protector. Vaha, you or your. And Jina means victorious. So the entire meaning of this verse is, may Shitalnath Bhagwan protect you and who bestows the ultimate bliss to living beings, just as the first rain clouds cause the bulbous roots to sprout. Now look at the comparison here. Do you remember, like many people in India, when the monsoons first come out, you can see people dancing on the streets. They are so happy that the monsoons have come. And if they are farmers, then the amount of joy they can get, oh wow, the rains have come, and now all the seeds which you have plowed in the soil will now sprouting out. So even when the small sapling comes out, the joy is just amazing joy. So it's like saying, so just as those rain clouds come and the roots come to sprout, that's almost like the ultimate bliss to living beings. So that's the kind of comparison. What kind of bliss we will get, living beings get. So they're doing the comparison. And who also bestows the flow of divine nectar of the doctrine of Syadvad. So we are so lucky that we've got this doctrine of Anekantvad, Syadvad, which makes us kind of tolerant to many different viewpoints. So we do not become very rigid or fixated upon certain points. So that's kind of the beauty of this Syadvad. So let me just look at that. Okay. Okay, so the 13th verse. Bhava rogartha jantuna makadankar darshana niya shreyasa Sri Ramana shreyasa shreyasyastuvaha. Bhava means cycle of transmigration, worldly existence. Rog, disease and affliction. So this is very interesting here. When we have a physical body, we can say that our diseases are cancer, people have heart diseases. But what's the disease for the soul? The disease for the soul is this constant cycle of birth and death. So that's called Bhava Rog. when can we get out of this and actually get into Sikshila? Artha, pained, afflicted or disturbed. Jantu, living beings. And then as you can see over here, Jantu Nam, the word. So that's a plural. Possessive and Jantu Nam. And as you can see here, I've given a small table things. So you can have the same word Jantu, which means, living beings. But then these are all the different cases. Dative means for and to, genitive means possession, locative means in or on. So depending on how you want to structure the sentence, the ending will change. So yeah, it's Jantvaha, Jantun. So that's kind of the kind of table. Agat Dankar, one who makes healthy, doctor or physician. Darshan means sight or seeing. Niya Shreyas, final beauty to liberation. Shri again means wealth. Raman means lover or husband. Shreyas, the 11th Tirthankar, Shreyasnath Bhagwan. And Shreya means good, well-being, happiness or blessing. Astu means be it so, and Vah, your. So here what this says, may Shreyasnath Bhagwan bless you with the wealth of liberation, whose sight is like a physician to those afflicted with the disease of worldly migration. If you are very sick and if you see a doctor, we'll be so relieved. So, we'll be like Dr. Rounds Karwawan Hoy, and someone has done your test. Oh, you're so keen to see, oh yeah, finally the doctor has come, and they'll tell you, so, and who endows the wealth of liberation. Now, one thing is interesting here, like in this, we had seen the words here like lover or husband, but it doesn't come up anywhere here. So how is the correlation of this word here, Shri and Raman? And this is why it's a wonderful way of poetically how Acharya Hemchandra has penned this verse together. And what they are trying to say is, for example, is Shri is in Sanskrit, it's actually a feminine word, Shri. So that's Shri, and it's wealth. And Raman is a lover or husband. So then what the connotation is that, you have Lakshmi. So, Shri means wealth. Lakshmi, wealth check Lakshmi. So that's a female. And who is a female's lover? So, female's lover would be, what would be the ultimate wealth one can hope for? It's not the wealth of our money. It's not the wealth of our beauty. The ultimate wealth which any of us can hope for is the wealth of liberation, moksha. So that's the reason why who endows us with the wealth of liberation. So this two words, Shri and Raman, although Raman means kind of lover or husband, the implication is through that Shri, what Shri really wants is moksha. And that's the ultimate kind of like the husband or a lover. Lakshmi's lover is moksha. So that's, if you can see that this is how the meaning has been implied. But it's so wonderfully coined by Acharya Hemchandra. Let's be sure that it's the right one. Yeah. So the other one, the next verse is Vishwapkar ki bhuta tirtha krita karma nirmiti sura sura narhe pujyo vasu pujya punantu vaha. Vishwa again means living, so entire world. Upkarak means doing service. Bhut means being elapsed, gone by. Tirtha krita, tirthankar, Jineshwar Bhagwan. Karma means particles of matter that envelop the soul, producing different effects on the soul. So that's a real definition of karma. It's actually particles of matter. Karma particle, karma pudgal. Nirmiti, formation, production or creation. Sura means heavenly gods. And Asur means demons, evil spirits, and hellish beings. Sura, Asur. So that's kind of the opposite, with the A signifies the opposite connotation. Nara means humans. And the plural form becomes Narhai. As you can see, Sura, Sura, Narhai. So that Nara becomes a plural form, and it's an instrumental form. So that becomes Narhai. Pujya means deserving respect, worthy of honor. Vasu Pujya means a 12th Tirthankar. Punam means purify, cleanse, and to you. So this verse says, may you be purified by Vasupujya Swami, who has bound Tirthankar body making karma and is a great benefactor to the entire world and is worshipped by the celestial beings, evil spirits, and human beings. So all these three classes of beings are worshipping the Tirthankar. And, Bhagwan Deche is a great benefactor to the entire world. So that's another quality. And the last wing says, may you be purified, or may your karmas be destroyed. May you be blessed by Vasupujya Swami, who has bound the Tirthankar body nam karma. Skipping one. Yep. Okay, so the other one is 15th, right? So Vimala Swami no Vacha Katak Shoda Sodara Jayanti Trijaka Cheto Jala Nirmali Hetvaha. So this is Vimalnath Bhagwan, the 13th Jain Tirthankar. Swami means master or lord. Vacha, speech. Vachan. So that's again you can see Vacha means speech. Katak, clear nut plant, seeds of which are used to purify purify water. So it's almost like an alum. Okay, and once when you put that in, you can put dirty water, and then when you put this alum in, it actually purifies the water. So that's called as katak. Shodh, powder. Sodara means uterine sister. Jaya means victory. Three Jagat. So again, three Jagat means world. So three worlds, upper world, middle world, and lower world. And that's again signifying our Jain universe. So we are in the middle world here, Madhyalok. Then there's the upper regions where all the Devis reside. And then there is the hellish beings. So the three worlds. Cheta means consciousness. Chetna. So Chetna means consciousness. Jal means water. Nirmalya means free from dirt, cleanliness. Hetu means cause, reason or motive, and vaha to you. So what just is water? May Lord Vimalnath speak. So then it will actually help us to get rid of our karmas and attain liberation. So may Lord Vimalnath's speech, which is victorious, purify the consciousness for all the living beings of the three worlds. So it's just one wonderful description of what Vimalnath Bhagwan, then that will purify the consciousness of all the living beings of the three worlds. Swayambhu Ramana Spardhi, Karuna Rasavarina, Ananta Jinantamba, Prachattu Sukashriyam. So the first word is Swayambhu Raman. So this is interesting. In Jain cosmology, this is the last and the largest ocean in the middle world, which consists of innumerable concentric circles of islands and oceans. Now, again, as I don't have time to describe the Jain cosmology, but in very briefly, what is described as Jain cosmology is in the middle world, Madhyalok. Jains believe there is Mount Meru right at the center, and then around Mount Meru we have got concentric circles of landmass and oceans. So the first one, so this is Mount Meru here. Then you've got Dhataki Khand, an island called Dhataki Khand. Then Lavanya Samudra. Sorry, the first one is Jambudvip. So the Jambudvip is the first island, which we are actually based in, Jambudvip. Then you got Lavanya Samudra, then Dhataki Khand, then Kalodhati Ocean, then Pushkarat Dvip, then and then Pushkarat Dvip, and then it just goes on and on and on. And there are innumerable. We cannot count how many of these concentric circles of islands and oceans there are. So the last one is called Swayambhu Raman. And because they're innumerable, we can't count. We can't say it's a million, it's a billionth island, or 10 billion island, or a trillionth island. It's just innumerable, but it's not infinite, because we know that the universe is finite. So for example, to understand the difference between infinite and innumerable, so for example, a varche, and you went to a barber and you say, can you tell me how many pieces of hair you've got? It's kind of innumerable. If you take every strand of hair, and then suppose, and then the barber cuts it, and that one strand becomes 2 strands, and then again he cuts it even further, you will see all of them on the floor, but it's going to be almost impossible to count, how many actually pieces of hair there are. So it's not infinite, but it's innumerable. You might not be able to count how many pieces of hair you have. So in that way, Swayambhu Raman is the last island in this in the middle world. Spardhi means rival or compete. Karuna ras, compassionate sentiments. Karuna is mean compassion, and ras, sentiments, emotions. Vari means water. Varsad, Varsad, Vari. Anant. So again, there are 2 words. Anant means the 14th Tirthankar, Anant Jineshwar Bhagwan, and Ananta. Ananta means infinite, limitless. Anantya, Ananta. So that's again the actual sense, infinite. Vaha means to you.
Apologies, everyone. It looks like we've lost Rajeev Bhai's connection. I'm just going to call him and see if we can add him back on. If you just bear with us.
Jai Jinendra Badane. We haven't been able to get in touch with Rajeev Bhai, and I think there is a technical issue. So we'll bring this lesson to an end for today, and then we will continue next week with the same thing. And if we need to, then we'll go on for another lesson. So Badane Jai Jinendra Nimichami Dukram for any inconvenience, and we will bring this lesson to an end.
सकल विश्वना नाथ है प्रभु, शरण आवियो आबाळता हरो, अधिक बुद्धि तुम शुद्ध आपजे, प्रभु कृपा करे कष्ट कापजे, नव कदी करी भक्ति भाव थी, नव कथा सुनी निज कान थी, स्मरण ना कर्યું तेम ताहરું, नाथ भलु थशे केम माहરું. बहु बहु कुड़ा कर्म में किधा, धन धुति करी पार का लिधा, गरीब रंक ने दुख आपिया, तरु सुधर्मना देह कापिया, अधिक लोभनी लालचे फसी, फिकर ना धरी चित्त मां कशी, कथन कई कुड़ा मैं मुखे कर्या, वचन नीतिना सर्व विसर्या. करवड़े कदी धर्म जगतनाथ हूँ डर्यो नहीं जरे अनेक पाप में संसार मां कर्या चरण थी कदी चाली ना गयो प्रभु सुपंथ मां दूर तो रह्यो चरण पाप ने पंथ तो धर्यो दीन विषे नहीं ते थकी डर्यो छल प्रपंच ने धूर्त काम नव कदी मुकी ओ छप हाम अधम जातनो प्राणी हो खरो प्रभु तू थी रह्यो सर्वदा परो कर गमे